Okay, hi everyone. So today we will talk about a topic in statistics, which is the random walk. Okay, random walk is quite related to the finance market and has a very important implications in that. Okay, so there is other name for the random walk, like a drunkard's walk, or some statisticians they will call it as a uni route. Okay, so in this video I will just first discuss about the theory of the random walk, and then secondly I will talk about the implications of the random walk in for investments and finance market. Okay, so first, what is random walk? Random walk in this statistics is a time series. It describes the a kind of time series where the data cannot be predicted. Okay, so in finance market, usually what we can relate is the stock price. Okay, for many different stocks, the prices right in basically they are proven to be random walk in many researchers. Okay, so the prices over time will be like up and down or up and down in a unpredictable manner. Okay, so this kind of a series we call it as a random walk, and it is unpredictable. Okay, what is the meaning of unpredictable? Meanings here we cannot use the past historical prices to predict the next movement of the price here. Okay, so but it doesn't say is that we cannot use other fundamental factors to predict the stock price. In random walks it says that we cannot use the past data to predict the next. Okay, so and many researchers and the journals they prove that actually the stock price cannot be predicted using a past data. So this is totally opposite to the technical analysis. Of course, other than journals, there are also many in real life. There are also many people they use their actions and they prove that the market is not random walk. They can consistently to earn a very good return. Okay, so then other than this in the statistics, we have another kind of time series which the pattern is like this. Okay, in this kind of time series, we can see that the data, the point is moving within an interval, right? Within the interval, then this kind of series, we call it as not random walk, or we call it as stationary. So stationary series means that this kind of data, right, they move within a stationary mean. Okay, so and in finance market, actually there are quite many series that they are stationary. For example, the company's data like gross profit margin. Okay, gross profit margins in this for the company. Usually, a lot of companies they can maintain their gross profit margin within an interval, maybe 60% to 80%. We know that gross profit margin is somewhere between 0 to 100%. Okay, so actually this kind of series stationary, and we can actually read the company's past reports to understand their cost structures and cost of goods sold, and then we have quite a confidence level to predict the future gross profit margin. Then in the first place, we know that for sure the gross profit margin will be between 60 and 80 based on the past data. Okay, so this kind of series is actually predictable, and we say this kind of series to be not random walk. Okay, so in time series and for statistics in time series, we know that the time series can be random or not random. Okay, stationary here. So understanding this kind of theories has what kind of implications to us in the finance and investments. Okay, so first the implications is if the stock price or if any series in the market they are random walk, then basically we don't have to spend too a lot of the time to study the history. Okay, so okay, when the series is random walk, basically we can't use past data to predict the future. So basically we don't have to waste our time on it. This is the first thing. Okay, you don't have to read the past data, but maybe you can still read the fundamental factors. Okay, so this come to questions: can the fundamental factors be used to predict the stock price? This has to link with the EMH theory. Okay, and previously we have talked about efficient market theory, right? Efficient market hypothesis. Okay, in this concept, this is still a hypothesis, also not a theory. So we cannot say this EMH is really correct. But in this concept, right, we know that it says since we know that the stock price is random walk, so it means that in the market, none of the analysts can really predict the stock price. So in this case, right, those analysts, they are using fundamental factors, cannot be well predicting this stock prices, so that the stock price happens to be a random walk. Okay, so using a reverse engineering like this, right, reverse thinking, we will feel that even the factors or the market data or news or the fundamental factors, they come into the market randomly as well. Okay, even all these are random walk. So in the EMH, the theory is that says that the market's news comes, they appear randomly. Okay, so in this case, the stock price will be unpredictable. Okay, so this is the concept for EMH. Okay, so if you find that some series they are stationary, yes, you should spend some time to study their history and then try to make some predictions on it. Okay, so this concept for random walks and stationary series. And then other than this, the implications are for investment. Okay, for either personal or institutional investments, what can we do about it? Okay, first thing for investment, random walk. If the stock price is random walk, the first idea is we don't have to spend time to study the market, but we just buy and hold. Okay, buy and hold the stocks. Okay, if you buy and hold the stocks, right, even though you don't have to predict it, you can save your time. But random walk, there's another properties is that if the series is random walk, over time, right, the possible outcomes, right, will be getting the variance here will be getting larger and larger. Meaning over time, it is very possible for a stock price to drop until a lower and lower level, or it is possible for the stock price to increase into a very high level as well. So because of the randomness over time, the riskiness will be higher and higher. Okay, so random walks also says that over time the variance will be getting larger and larger, and also that's why buy and hold a stocks will be a very risky strategy as well. Okay, so this comes to the portfolio theory already, the portfolio diversifications. Okay, if diversification, so random walk says that you cannot predict the stock price, and random walk says that buy and hold just a stock is very risky, okay, for long term, because we don't know how the price will go, okay, and the interval can be getting larger and larger. So in this case, random walk says actually the implication from random walk is we should do a portfolio diversifications. So if you link it to the stationary, you will find that actually there's another kind of series. Another kind of series like correlation. Correlation is sometimes somewhere stationary to some extent. So we will find that some pair of stocks, right? Okay, their correlation is moving between an interval, maybe between plus 0.8 to plus 0.2. Okay, the correlation. So correlation is somewhere about quite stationary, but sometimes they will breach the boundary as well. Okay, but having a stationary correlations it means that holding up many stocks in your portfolio, right, you can actually reduce the randomness because the returns of two stocks, right, tend to offset each other. Okay, and they have a very stable correlations. It means that the randomness are offset. Okay, so in this case, in the random walk theory says that the time series, over time the variance will be getting larger and larger, but this kind of variance can be reduced by holding a portfolio, holding many kind of different stocks. So, and we use the randomness in one stock to offset the randomness in another stocks. Okay, so over the longer term, if you hold a diversified portfolio, then the randomness will be reduced as well. Okay, so that's the portfolio diversification theory there. Okay, so at the end, in summary, we know that based on statistics, there are random walk series, there are stationary series. Okay, and the implications for random walk, if we find that one series is random walk, we don't have to waste time to study the history. But if you find that the series is stationary, then we should study the history and try to make predictions. Okay, if your series is random walk, you cannot make the predictions, then your idea is buy and hold and construct a portfolio to reduce the randomness here. Okay, that's the idea that's the implications for the random walk. And that's all for the discussion today. Thank you.